What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So there's a lot of stuff that we need to get to today. First, we're going to talk about the new support for a different bill. This is just a different bill than the Build Back Better Act, so it's pretty much just an alternative to that idea. We're also going to address a $2,000 sign-on bonus. This is for a specific group of people, so don't think that, every single American is going to get a $2,000 sign-on bonus. That's not the case. The thing that I want to really address here is that more states are having, and more businesses really, are having worker shortages. So these bonuses, the sign-on bonus, I'm going to talk about a snow bonus that people could potentially get. And so that's what I want to address in today's video, because there's a lot of companies. And I saw there was like a deli or a cafe here where I live that they were offering a $500 bonus. $500 bonus just to come in and work. That's crazy. $500. I remember back when I was a kid, if I saw a $500 bonus, all right, that's where I'm gonna go work. Okay, so we will address that in a minute. Also, big news on the at-home COVID test, because the website, this actually launched today. The official launch is tomorrow, but it was launched for testing today. So you can actually go in and order your at-home COVID test today. If you haven't done that, I will address where you can go and some issues that we are facing. So if you're wondering what these issues are, make sure you stick around all the way to the end of this video. But let's get right into it, because here is what we know. Several members of the Senate have actually been very clear over the past few weeks, but many people have addressed this over the past few months as well. They've been saying that President Biden's Build Back Better Act, this is not what the people wanted. It's not even what the people need. It's not what the American people need. They say that there has always been too much in this bill, too much of other agendas, and not much for the American people. And if you agree with that, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button, because I could assume, and I'll just assume that probably 98% of people believe that there's not enough or was not enough in the Build Back Better Act for the American people. So if you firmly believe that there was not much in that bill for the American people, go ahead and make sure you hit that like button. Also, these senators are now vowing that the next Build Back Better Act, or whatever it's called, it's going to be geared more towards the American people. Now, what's this going to include? Well, honestly, this is the $1.75 trillion question, because nobody knows. When I come on here and I say, this is what we're hearing, guess what? That's all we're doing. We're just hearing different things. And so all you people that say, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, this guy has no clue what's going on in the Senate, you're right. I have no clue what's going on in the Senate. Even senators have no clue what's going on. But here's what I can tell you. I know what the reports are saying. I know what the reporters are telling us. I know what Senate aides are saying. I know what the lawmakers are telling us as well, whether we can believe them or not. Again, that's another question. That's for a different day. But I know what I'm reading. I know what I'm hearing. So I'm just here to report the facts and what we are seeing. Just give you a quick little update. Now, here's what we did hear from the White House today. And according to a White House spokesperson today, he said, and he pretty much denied reports from Reuters. Reuters, of all places, they're not one to just put out a story just for the sake of putting out a story. But this White House spokesman said, and this is coming from spokesman Andrew Bates, he said that their report was off base and that Reuters is wrong. But, and I want to clear this up, because when he says it's off base and they are wrong, it doesn't mean they're wrong in the entire scope of the report. It just means specific facts. But other reports are saying this isn't a false statement, that there have been regular discussions amongst lawmakers over an alternative to the Build Back Better Act. And I've been saying this for weeks, is that there's additional discussions. Now, today we're not going to, in this video, I don't want to address the upcoming potential of a filibuster rule change, because honestly, I don't see it happening. I don't want to discuss the voting rights bill, not because we don't need it, we don't need a bipartisan bill there. It's because right now that's held up. That's held up because of the filibuster reform. So here's what we know. Right now, if we see an additional bill or an alternative to the Build Back Better Act, which again would have to either come with a 51 vote majority and pass through a budget reconciliation, which as of right now seems like a very unlikely option because there's not 50 Senate Democrats that would support another Build Back Better Act, at least as of right now. But the reports are all saying that if we see an additional Build Back Better Act or infrastructure bill, whatever you want to call it, it's most likely going to include some provisions that include and address climate. There would be major changes, though, because we would see a reduction in size, or lawmakers would eliminate or pretty much reduce the funding for other provisions, such as, and there's just pretty much a few. First, extending the child tax credit payments. We would see either a reduction or complete elimination of that. As of right now, it wouldn't be a reduction because we were only supposed to see one additional year. How do you reduce 1 year? Well, you reduce it either by going from $3,000 and $3,600 per person down to either $3,000 across the board or bring it down even further. That's the discussions. So as of right now, that would be almost a complete elimination. And a complete elimination simply means we go right back to $2,000. Chances are that's what would happen. We also know 4 weeks of paid family and medical leave, that would most likely be an elimination. Medicare would be an elimination. Childcare would be a reduction. That would be a big reduction. Now I want to read you a statement by spokesperson Andrew Bates, because this is what he said today. Now, let me read this, and I quote, "The president and his team have been working hard, continuously, with both chambers to pass his economic growth plan for the middle class that will cut the biggest costs families face, like prescription drugs and childcare. Bring back more jobs from overseas after we made 2021 a record-breaking year for job creation, fight inflation for the long haul, reduce the deficit, and tackle the climate crisis." Now, I want to be very clear on something. I think this is very interesting, what he is saying and what's coming from the Biden administration, because the Biden administration is trying to reduce the deficit. He says they're trying to reduce the deficit. I really want to hammer this one home because I am completely baffled by this. They want to reduce the deficit, but at the same time, we know that the Biden administration wants to pass a transformative bill, which is going to cost money, which means the only way to pay for this is we have to increase our revenue somehow. Chances are it means through taxes, but President Biden has already stated anybody making less than $400,000 per year will not see a penny more in taxes. So achieving everything that President Biden and the Biden administration are trying to do, reduce the deficit, pass a transformative bill, nobody under $400,000 pays a penny more in taxes, in order to do this and get all 50 Senate Democrats on board, is seen as a very, very tall task. Now, I feel a little worked up right now, and it's because I am. He says they're trying to reduce the deficit, but at the same time, everything that we're hearing is we are going to go deeper into debt by passing this bill, by passing the Build Back Better Act or something that is very close to it. So if I do seem a little worked up, it's because I am. Now, let's talk about worker shortages. I really want to jump to this because we are seeing that there are certain places where you can get $310 an hour or up to $310 an hour, which is a great business, great job to get into, or $2,000 sign-on bonus. Now, in Colorado, they're offering annual salaries of about $40,000 per year, and even including something they're calling a snow bonus of $2,000 for people who have experience driving snowplows, dump trucks, and even wheel loaders with a plow attached. And the same is being done in a place like Massachusetts, where towns are actually offering to pay as much as $310 an hour. For a snowplow driver, you can make up to $85 an hour. $85 an hour. Let me know. Let me know down in the comment section below. Have you ever made $85 an hour? And if you do, what are you currently doing? You a surgeon? You a lawyer? Right? What is it that you do? I'm just curious. But the reason behind this is because this is where the worker shortages are coming in. Too many workers with CDLs, okay, a commercial driver's license, they've left to the smaller cities in order to work for larger companies, trucking companies, in order to help move product. Not just because the American people needed it and we needed more, transportation or people to transport these products, but because the income was there. And now these cities are having to pay an enormous amount of money in order to attract new workers. Now, I wanted to bring this up because I want you to be on the lookout for things like this, because many cities are having to do this. You want to go work for the city? I don't want to work for the city. Nobody wants to do that. What if they mandate a vaccine or a mask or whatever, right? Well, for $310 an hour, would you get the vaccine? Let me know. I'm just curious because I was talking to somebody just a short while ago. When I was reading this, I brought this up and they're like, dude, for $310 an hour, I would get the vaccine. I would get the vaccine every single day for $310 an hour. I was like, you know what? I'm pretty sure a lot of people would. But I thought that was interesting, so let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Now in the COVID news, I specifically want to talk about the Biden administration, how they opened up the website. It is covidtest.com. That is the website, covidtest.com, or .gov, excuse me. Let me see if I can pull that up really quick. covidtest.gov. Okay. So here's what the website looks like. Okay. Here's what the website looks like. Looks like this one right here. Okay. So you can actually order your at-home COVID test right here. Okay. This is actually takes 7 to 10 days or 12 days from when you place the order before it actually ships. Now, I want to bring that up for one main reason. I bring that up because we're having issues. You're allowed 4 at-home COVID tests per household, so just keep that in mind. Now, this website's very easy to use. I ordered 4 tests myself, but other people are seeing that they're having problems. The website transfers you over to the United States Postal Service. That is where the issues are coming in because you can only order 4 tests per residential address. Here's where the problems are. Today, many residents actually stated that their address is listed as a commercial building. Get that? A commercial building. That means either there's a business associated with it and they're saying this is commercial, so you're actually unable to get these tests. Others were very upset that they could only order 4 tests. So if they had more people in their home than just 4, not every single person could get a test. I can tell you right now, I have 5 people in my home. We can only get 4 tests. That would be an issue if I didn't already have additional tests. So I understand why some people are very upset, especially if these tests aren't cheap. These tests are not cheap. They're $20 to $25 a box. Now I'm lucky. I can afford that, but some people are not in that position, and that's the issue. Is if you do not have the money to buy these tests, that's what the Biden administration was trying to do. Give people the ability to test that cannot afford these or cannot even get them. So I think that is very important to understand is they're limiting these to 4 tests when there could be more people in the household. And I understand the reason behind it is to make sure everybody, or at least a lot of these go out to many communities, many people, not just a few different households that order 20 or 50 tests and then they all run out. Now, here's the other thing. Many people have stated that they live in an apartment and they say that person in apartment A, B, or C, it just comes down to who ordered the test first. And so one lady said that she lives in apartment C, but somebody in apartment A or B obviously got the test first and she cannot order any. And when she asked the two people that live in the same apartment building, person in apartment B said yes, that they ordered 4. They were able to get them almost instantly as soon as the website opened, and then she figured out what was going on. Now, here's what I can tell you. The White House is going to look into this. And I told you this just a little bit ago, that this is supposed to be a trial. The real launch is tomorrow, okay? So as soon as I hear what's going on, I promise I will bring you that update as soon as we get it. But it will most likely happen tomorrow. Speaking of the United States Postal Service, currently they have 19,262 employees that are isolating simply due to the fact that either they tested positive or they were a close exposure. That is roughly 3% of their workforce. So if you're wondering why your mail may be taking a little bit longer than normal, that could essentially be why. So that's what we know as of right now. But again, as I know more, I promise I'll come back on and share all the latest news and updates. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.